Before we get into actually playing through the content in Update 30, we wanted to acknowledge the fact that it has taken a long time for Update 30 to get here. And a lot of players have been asking us for some time, why is it taking so long? What is going on behind the scenes that is making it, that is making this thing so slow? And one of the reasons why I asked Zoe to come on here is because she was really, deeply involved in a lot of those decisions and a lot of the work that was going on. And I thought maybe she could, explain that a little bit for the rest of us.
Yeah. So if all of you remember when we first shipped update 29.12, I think it was, we included in that a couple of issues where the player's legacy pool would be deleted. Those were due to some of the code that was intended for forever communities being shipped early and not quite being turned off all the way. So since then, we've been a bit paranoid, and a lot of the testing that we've been doing has been trying to make sure that that would never happen again. At the very least, if we have issues that go live, they shouldn't delete the player's legacy pool, because that's the thing that is the longstanding or permanent core of what a lot of the player base considers
It's their
theirs.
stuff, right? Yeah, exactly. It's what they've been earning over the course of years of play. And there was a handful of people who did lose things, and we felt so terrible about that. We wanted to make sure that we didn't repeat it.
So especially with the delays during the past couple of weeks, it's been because our fantastic QA team has been pouring through the game and have found a couple of edge cases where legacy characters could still be lost. At one point, it was possible to crash the game and potentially lose a character if you were sending them to the legacy pool and they were cast in a mission at the same time, and then you went and talked to them. And then
Oh, like on the way out the
separately,
door, you tried to complete a mission with them, and then everything would go haywire.
pretty much. And separately, there was an issue where if you sent multiple legacy characters to the pool in rapid succession, like send one, send the next one, send the next one, before the conversations had finished with the first one, only one of them would make it. So when we found those, we put a hold on release. Chris and Meg were quite stalwart in that, and got the fixes done, and we got them out the door before shipping this to the public. So we're reasonably confident that it is in at least decent shape to keep your saves around. We're still working on other things, but the most important should be resolved.
Thank you. Yeah, and as somebody who's got a very deep legacy pool full of characters that I care about a lot, I am really, really glad that you all were so careful at making sure that we didn't ship any of those particular bugs. And so yeah, so a lot of folks have been asking me on social media and stuff like, what bug could possibly have been so important that that we would delay update 30 for it as long as we have. And so now it's like it really did have to do with problems where it wasn't going to happen to everybody. By the time we were about ready to ship, earlier this month, the chances of it happening to you in particular, probably pretty low. But it was going to happen to somebody. When you're shipping a game out to millions of people, something is going to, even if something is extremely rare, it's going to happen to somebody. And we really wanted to make sure that it wasn't going to happen. So thank you so much, Zoe, for all the work that you and the rest of the team put into making sure that these bugs were quashed before we went live.